Well, hello. Hello, everyone. I'm just checking all of the indicator lights and messages on my computer. It says that everything is working properly, but that's not going to stop me from doing a quick audio check. By the way, we'll start in about 30 seconds. It's great to be here and to be outside. Very, very nice. Let's see here. It sounds like everything is working properly. So we will start in about 15 seconds. Mahmood in the chat says, are you going to be inside or outside? Well, it looks like we're going to be outside. Let me just familiarize myself again with my controls here. We'll start in about 2 seconds. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to this first Saturday of August, and welcome to this live English lesson where we're sitting outside. We'll have an enjoyable hour or so where you can ask me questions about the English language, and I will do my best to answer them. Sometimes I'm able to answer them quickly and easily. Sometimes I get a little bit stumped. In English, when you say you're stumped, it means you don't know how to answer a question. I would say that stumping Bob the Canadian is rare, but it usually happens once or twice during every live lesson. As you can see, we are outside. It's a beautiful day here. It's a tad warm. It's a little bit warm. It's just over 30 degrees and it's very, very humid. In fact, if you look, you can see the humidity in the air a little bit if you look in the distance. You can see a little bit of haze. You can see that it is a warm and humid day. Mo just asked a question in the chat earlier about the chair. This chair. On top of this picnic table, there is a broken chair. Maybe you can see it a little better on this screen. What's happened is that, here, let me put my face on this screen as well. What's happened is that we had a windstorm about 2.5 weeks ago or so. Maybe just 2 weeks ago. And some branches broke on a tree, but it also took out this chair. In English, when you say something takes something else out, it means it damages it or wrecks it. Anyways, please enjoy this English lesson. I'm rambling right now, but if you have a question, use the link that is shared in the chat to go and ask it. I'm sure there are already questions. There's already 8 questions ready to go. So let's get this outdoor lesson started. Please only have English conversations in the chat, by the way. If you do have a question and you put it in the chat, I won't answer it because I have trouble seeing all of the messages in the chat. Anyways, let's go to our split screen and let's go to the very first question. Let me see here. Let me see. This is from Ruslan. Hello, my favorite teacher, Bob. How are you, sir? I'm good, Ruslan. I hope you're doing well as well. It's versus time again. What would you like to master, boxing or jiu-jitsu? I would like to master jiu-jitsu. To me, boxing seems like a whole lot of punching, and jiu-jitsu seems to be a little more where you master how you use your body to fight against another opponent. By the way, those are called martial arts in English. Jiu-jitsu, karate, judo, all of those types of activities are called martial arts. This is from YouTuber. How many softwares did you use so far as a YouTuber? Well, that's a good one. I have 2 different pieces of software to edit images and make thumbnails. I use paint.net and another one, I can't think of the name. I use Adobe Premiere Pro to edit, but for the last year, I've actually had an editor named Audrey who's done most of my editing on my main channel. But that would be it. Those 3 pieces of software are what I use to be a YouTuber. Let's see here. Renata says, bonjour, Bob. Let me switch how this question is displayed. Bonjour, Bob. Pronounce orangutan, orangutans. So I say orangutan. Why do I say tang at the end? Orangutan. No, I definitely say orangutan. A few times, please. Orangutan, orangutans. I'm not saying my pronunciation is correct. That's how I would say it. Not a word I use a lot. And say a and nay. Too formal and obsolete. Yeah, we don't say a or nay very often anymore. Maybe to be fun. Merci d'avance, monsieur. Bonne journée. Bonne journée. Thank you very much. Let me see here. From TryptoPal. TryptoPal says, should I get a thesaurus? Interesting. Thank you for doing it once in a month. Yeah, at a certain point, maybe it's a good idea to get a thesaurus, although it might be better to look up and find a lesson on YouTube for alternatives, because an English teacher on YouTube is going to be, they're going to give you things that we actually use, whereas a thesaurus might give you words that do mean the same, but the usage is very, very low. There should be a thesaurus where when they give you alternate words, it rates how often they are used. That would be really, really cool. Let's see here. This is from Azam, the Iranian mom. Hi, Bob. Good evening from Iran. Could you tell us how you water your garden, the river, or you have a well? We actually have a pond. So because my parents used to have animals in the barn, they used to have cows, we have a large pond, which I may have shown on a video in the past. And we have a pump hooked up to the pond. So we get water from the pond, and that's how we irrigate the things that need to be irrigated. So it's getting a little breezy out here, but thankfully the wind is coming from my back, so it's not hitting the microphone. So that is good. But I should just do a little audio check. Yeah, sometimes when I listen to myself, it's very captivating, and I forget that I'm supposed to be doing a lesson. But let me get back to the lesson. From Troy, we have this question. How to have an engaging conversation and how to make them interested in me. So this is bigger than just learning English. Part of the reason people find other people interesting is because of the things they say in a conversation. So here's the number one thing I would say. You don't want people to be interested in you when you're having a conversation. If you want to have a good conversation, you need to be authentically interested in them. You need to be very truthful about your curiosity about them. If you ask people questions about their job and what they do and their education, they will be more than happy to talk to you, and hopefully that will result in them. Let's see. Mode says, yes, the mic is not picking up the wind. Excellent. That's good to know, Mode, in the chat. But yes, the first and best rule of conversation, ask people questions about their life. They will be happy to answer, and then maybe ask you some questions. Sorry, I was reading the next question while trying to answer the previous one. I'm a little out of practice doing this kind of live lesson. But 10th says, sometimes I misplace and an. Will it come with practice? Yes, I think that as long as you take enough time, if you have a reason to practice it, you will have an average amount of success. Sorry, I'm making sentences up to use and an, but I think it will eventually come naturally for sure. Let's see here. Judith is asking a question. This is going to be one that might stump me. Hi, Bob. My word pair, world, should be word, right? My word pair is radiance, irradiance. Meanings, usage, have a great weekend. So radiance is a common one. If something has radiance, it means it is emitting light. That's another good one. Emit and emit. But let's look up meaning of radiance. So the official, light or heat that is emitted or reflected by something. And then irradiance, the flux of radiant energy per unit area. So again, this is a little more difficult. But it can also mean that something is shining brightly. So there you go. I should listen to the pronunciation for a sec. Yeah, irradiance. There we go. Hopefully that works pretty good. Let's see here. Vitor says, is it common? Oh, I see Elicube doing a super chat. When did you begin farming? Little correction there. About 19 years ago, 20 years ago. Anyways, Vitor, is it common to use the words dandy and quintrell to describe someone who is extremely interested in clothes and appearance, or is it a bit old-fashioned? Definitely a bit old-fashioned, Vitor. I have not used either of those words, I was going to say in my whole life, but certainly not for a very long time. Those are not very common words now at all. Arya from India. Hi, Teacher Bob. Hope you are doing well. I have a question, sir. I know earthworms are not pests. I'm going to add an S. Do they exist in the soil of Canada? So a couple little fixes there. Thank you. Yes. In fact, one of the ways you know that soil is very, very healthy is if there are a lot of earthworms in it, and they're definitely not considered a pest. And Ari is asking about pests because yesterday I did a lesson on pests. It was a fun lesson, but there were a lot of pictures of things that I don't really like. But if you are interested, you can watch that at another time. Let's have a little view of the river. I'll give you a clean view without me in it while I get the next question ready. Let's see. This is from Claudia. It's a grammar question. Let's see if I'm able to answer it. Hi, Teacher Bob. My question is about the verb to be in the second conditional. I know that if I were you, I'd is correct. My doubt, if I was, is also correct. If I were you, I would look this up online. If I was you, I would look this up online. The second one we say, but it sounds very informal to me. If I was you, I would buy a bigger car. If I were you, I would buy a bigger car. So the first one sounds the most correct. And I think the second one is informal and somewhat a bit of slang. It's a faster way of talking. Mohammed. Hi, Bob. What's the best way to learn English, listening or speaking? So in my opinion, the best way to learn English is to do all four things. You should do listening and speaking, but you should do reading and writing as well. I'm a big believer in having a lot of variety in your English learning, and you should be focusing on all four aspects of it. I think listening and reading can be very helpful for learning a lot of vocabulary. And I think speaking can help you a lot because it connects everything you've heard and read and listened to into something that you can use in a conversation. But definitely do all four. That would be my recommendation. Abdullah says, hi, from your perspective, is it possible to learn English like a native when English is not your mother tongue? If yes, how long does it take? Yes, I think you can get to a very high level of fluency. I think you will have difficulty as an adult completely eliminating your accent. I think children under the age of 15 or younger than 12 can learn a language and have almost no accent, but adults seem to struggle with that. But certainly your fluency can be perfect. And I think it would take, my usual recommendation is about an hour a day, 5 days a week for 3 or 4 years. That will get you really, really far learning English. And then reading, writing, listening, and speaking, make sure you're doing all four. And again, that's just my opinion. Other people have different opinion. Kimmy and Kiwi from Korea. Kimmy and Kiwi here, Bob. Good to see you. Good to see you too. What does get it out of my system mean, and in what situation do you use it? Have a wonderful summer day. Let's see. When you need to get something out of your system, it means you need to do an activity so that you don't keep thinking about wanting to do it. It's a very common phrase. Let's look up the official definition, meaning of get it out of my system. Yeah, to do something that one has been wanting to do so that one no longer feels a strong desire to do it. So let's say it was really hot today and I've spent the whole day, I want to go swimming. That's the main thing I'm thinking of. I just need to go swimming to get the thought out of my system. There's other ways to use it as well, but that would be an example for you. Let's see if we can find... If you want to get something out of your system, you want to get rid of a wish or emotion, especially if it's a negative one, by allowing yourself to express it. So you could also say you're really angry with someone and you just need to talk to them about it because you just need to get it out of your system. Sorry, I've spent a little too long on this one, but I hope some of those answers will help you. Paul, in India, you'll hardly see a wooden house, but in Canada and America, so many wooden houses. Why? Because we have lots of trees. So if we go to the River Cam view, you can see that there are a lot of trees here in Canada. In particular, there are a lot of trees that are really useful for building things. We have a lot of spruce, pine, and fir, especially in Western Canada. And so that allows us to use that wood as one of the cheapest materials to build a house out of. So the answer to your question, we just have a lot of wood. There's a lot of trees. Diego says, hi teacher, did you visit some Latino American country? I have not been to Central America. I have not been anywhere south of the United States. So someday maybe I will do that. Hey, so I see a lot of folks asking questions, maybe not a lot, but I see some questions in the chat. Please remember that if you have a question or if you want to ask me something, please use the link. I will get through the questions as fast as possible. There's 21 questions in the queue right now, so I will keep moving along. Tina says, hello, Bob. I was wondering about art as a school subject. What precisely do students do? I'm messing up. Your sentence is correct. I'm messing it up. What precisely do students study during art lessons? Is it drama, singing, painting, or something else? So they will do drawing, they will do sketching, they will do, they'll create digital art. They might do some sculpture. I said painting, right? So it's all of the visual arts is what we call it. When we talk about art, we're talking about visual arts. And if we're talking about singing and drama, we call that the performing arts. So visual arts in English would be anything like sketching or painting or drawing or sculpture. And then the performing arts would be singing, acting, and being in plays. So there you go. Let's see here. And Keats says, sir, how many languages can you speak? Je parle deux langues. Je parle anglais et français. Mais je parle anglais comme c'est ma langue de naissance. J'espère que c'est correct. Et le français, c'est la langue que j'ai appris pendant ma vie. So there you go. A little bit of perfect English and some broken French. Hopefully not too broken, but I speak two languages. I speak English and French. In the chat, Saeed says, this guy, he is understandable. So, well, that's good to know, Saeed. I do read the chat sometimes while I'm doing it. This is from someone playing a trick on me. Orangutan. I am an orangutan. How do I speak English if I am an orangutan? I think they have taught orangutans sign language. I don't actually know sign language, but I think they've succeeded. Let's see here. I'm looking up the pronunciation. Yeah, so don't pronounce orangutan the way I do. I don't think you're supposed to say tang at the end, but that's how I say it. I'm going to have to research that a bit more after this lesson. Let's see here. C'est ma langue maternelle. Merci beaucoup, Freddie Wolf. Oui, c'est ça. Pas langue de naissance, ma langue maternelle. There we go. Okay, now I know. I will try to remember that. It's one of the hardest things with language learning, isn't it? When you are told the correct way to say something, and then you need to remember it next time. Nika says, hello. Hi, Bob. I just want to say to you hello and give to you my most sincere thanks from Czech Republic. You are very welcome, Nika. Thank you so much for learning English with me. This is from Den. Hi, Bob. I'm going to live in St. John's, Newfoundland. What do you know about this town and province? I know that it's probably beautiful. I have never been to St. John's. I think I've been to St. John's, New Brunswick. Is there a St. John's in New Brunswick? But not in Newfoundland. It might be a little cold in the winter. That's the other thing that you may experience if you move to Newfoundland. It might be a little bit chilly, a little bit cold. From Mode. Here we go. This is a good question. Hi, Mr. Bob. How does younger Bob the Canadian compare to Bob the Canadian today? Thank you so much. You know, when I go back and watch my older videos, I feel like I'm very robotic almost. I think you see a lot more of my personality in my more recent videos in the last 2 years. I think initially I was just trying to get the lesson done and I wasn't as relaxed. So today's Bob the Canadian is more relaxed than the Bob the Canadian of 4 or 5 years ago. From Yaroslav, morning, the wisest teacher Bob. Is there any difference between easy down and slow down. Thanks. Have a nice day. So I would probably use this. I would probably use ease up and slow down the same way. I wouldn't use easy down. So if you're driving fast, if you're driving too fast, you should ease up. So you should ease off the gas pedal and you should ease up. If you're working too hard, you should ease up. If you're driving too fast, you should slow down. If you're working too hard, you should slow down as well. Let's see here. Which of these synonyms from Lolly Lolly do you most commonly use? Loathe, abhor, execrate, not familiar with that one, and abominate. No, merci Bob, bonne journée. Definitely loathe and abhor. So I loathe working in the sun when it's 37 degrees outside. I abhor working outside when it's over 35 degrees. Those would be the two that I would use. Next question from Sean M. Hi, Bob. We will be confused and we can't understand the word have in some certain cases, like must have, should have, would have. So must have is, if all the cookies are gone, someone must have taken them. So you're describing something that definitely happened. If the ground is wet in the morning, it must have rained during the night. So it must have rained. It must have rained. But should have is more to like, I ran out of gas, so I should have bought gas at the last gas station. I should have. You're describing something that you didn't do, but it was important that you should have done it. I can't describe it without using should have. And would have is used to describe, a condition. Like I would have bought gas, but I didn't have any money. So there are some sentences for you. The ground is wet, so it must have rained last night. I ran out of gas, so I should have bought gas earlier. And I would have bought gas, but I didn't have enough money. There are some example sentences for you. Let's see here. From Valijonov. Hi, Mr. Bob. What kind of methods can you recommend to me? I'm going to add a to use to teach teenagers. Actually, I'm an ESL teacher here in Tashkent. So teaching teenagers, number one, you have to actually remember what it's like to be a teenager. In my opinion, when people say, oh, kids these days, they're so different than years ago, I don't believe that 100%. I think teenagers are still very similar to what they were like when you were a teenager. So first of all, remember what life was like then. Being a teenager can be exciting and confusing and strange, and you can have a lot of fun, and then the next day you're sad, and sometimes you have friends, and sometimes your friends do something without you. It's a really strange time of life. So make sure you never forget what it was like for you to be a teenager. Let's see, from Ario. Hi, Ario. Good to see you. Hola, Mr. Bob. Today I've read some articles on the Google about students in Japan who learn on how to deal with babies. Question, do students in Canada learn about it as well? I'm going to change the either to as well. Yes, we have classes where people learn about parenting. So when you were in high school, if you take a certain type of class, you will learn about parenting. There's a funny way we talk about this. You learn about where babies come from, which I think most of you understand if you're adults. You learn about how to take care of a baby. You learn about nutrition. You learn about healthy eating. So we have a class where people learn about parenting so that if they do eventually become parents, they know a little bit. And then, of course, most people learn most of that from their own parents as they become older, when they are adults and they start to have kids themselves. Abel says, good morning, Bob. Could you give some examples on how to use the word hassle? Thank you so much. No, because that would be a hassle. It's a real hassle to explain that, Abel. So I'm just being tricky there. I'm using the word hassle to describe it. It's not actually a hassle at all. A hassle is when you have to do an action that's annoying. So a good example would be when you go camping, it's a real hassle to load everything in the van. When you go to the beach, it's a hassle to carry all of the chairs and the umbrella out to the beach. So there are a couple of example sentences. Let's see here. Marwanto says, let's see here. What do I want to click? I'll click this one. Hello, Mr. Bob. I want to ask you about your ability, how you can keep your spirit, become a teacher in a long time. Is it about your passion or anything? So I really enjoy teaching, but what's very, very nice for me is that I don't teach in the summer. So of all the jobs in the world, teaching, especially in North America, is special. We teach for 10 months, and then we have 2 months of time off. Usually we'll take a course, but we also have some vacation. And that 2 months off is very refreshing for your mind and helps you to stay very energetic. So good question, Marwanto. And obviously I like it. So that helps me to keep doing it as well. Let's see here. Just reading the chat a little bit. I'm going back up. There we go. Let me get the next question. I'm trying to keep up, but I'm running behind. Alu says, hello, Bob. Which city of Canada is good for migration? So first of all, if you do a search for how to immigrate to Canada, you'll find lots of information. I think almost any city is good, but I would not choose the biggest cities. I would choose one size down, I'm going to say, because I think the big cities are quite populated right now. I don't really know a lot about it, but anywhere you come to in Canada, I think would be good. Alu. Next question from Les. Can you help me identify the difference between the sound of the words death and deaf and the words taught and thought? They sound the same to me. So here we go. Sometimes there is people have a death in the family. So someone in the family dies, and we refer to that as a death in the family. Joe couldn't come today because there was a death in the family. So it means that Joe's dad or mom or uncle or grandparent, someone in that family died. Joe can't hear because he is deaf. Okay, so when you're deaf, it means that you can't hear. So let me say both words again. Death, a death in the family, and deaf. So notice when I say death, you can see my tongue a little bit, and deaf, my lip just goes against my teeth. And then last year I taught a bunch of classes. I'm not sure what my students thought about them. So I taught classes. I'm not sure what my students thought about them. There you go, Les. Let's see here. This is from Putin. Some words we can't know exactly their meaning if we don't speak clearly. Correct, Mr. Bob? I'm just fixing it a bit. For example, record or record, live or live, perfect or perfect, content or content. Any other words, Mr. Bob? There are a lot like that. So, by the way, I'm not going to give examples for all of them, but all of those words have two pronunciations: record and record, live and live, perfect and perfect, content and content. So I think I'll do a lesson on that soon. I'll try to remember that. So great question, though. Next question is from Deepak. Hi, sir. Which time is best to study English according to you? Is it in the morning with fresh air, or do you believe we can learn anytime? For me, this is just for me, I learn the best in the morning. I exercise the best in the morning. I get more work done in the morning than I do later in the day, because by the end of the day, I'm feeling a little bit of fatigue. So I would say for me, it's the morning, but I'm sure for other people, it's definitely other times of day as well. I was hoping a boat would go by, but no one's out and about in their boat right now. Sorry, I just had to say that Canadian phrase. Let's see. Next question is from Abul Fazl. Bob, could you explain the phrases like, there goes something, there you go, here we are, here you are, there we go, here we go, there I go. So there you go can be used when you're giving something to someone. In a restaurant, the waiter might say, there you go. Or they might say, here you go. There you go, here you are, here you go. It's just a way of giving something to someone. Here we are is said when you arrive somewhere. If I'm driving and then I eventually get to my destination, I might say, here we are. Or I might say, we're here. And then there I go. Yeah, I'm not sure if I would use that one. You might say, watch me go, if you're about to do something crazy. Like if I climbed on a motorcycle and I was about to drive away, I might say, watch me go. So anyways, hopefully that makes some sense. Let me give you guys a view of the river. I'm going to switch to members only chat mode. I'm going to do an audio check as well because it is getting a little windy out here. So let's see, here we go. I'm using those phrases right now. Okay, here we go. Let me find members only. Now I am turning on members only mode. Yesterday when I did this, YouTube didn't announce that it was members only mode. Anyways, what is members only mode and what are members? One of the ways I'm able to do this as part of my job is because there are members who pay to be members of this channel. In order for me to not work as much at school, I actually work part-time now. I'm about 70-something% next year. I do make money from YouTube. Primarily, I make money from ads. When you watch one of my videos, if you watch the ads at the beginning, that helps me. But some people want to either thank me or they want to be members because there are fun things you get if you're a member. If you're a member, you pay a small amount of money. You get an extra video on Wednesdays. You get a little mini English learning plan on Monday mornings. You get your name in green during live chats, and you get a little crown by your name, and you get to ask questions in the chat during this portion of the live stream. Hopefully I didn't bore you while I talked about all that. Just a sec, I got to click something on my camera. There we go. Anyways, I do want to say hi to Brent. I think Brent just popped into the chat. Good to see you there, Brent. If you are a member, you are welcome to ask questions directly in the chat for the next 10 minutes. Let's see here. Brent says hello. Hello, Brent. Audie the Thai says, hello, Brent. Did you read my message in volley? So Brent and Audie are having a conversation. Very cool. John Wedge says hello to Brent. It's fun. Brent stepped in and everyone's saying hi to Brent. So it's very nice. By the way, if you don't know who Brent is, Brent has an English channel called Speak English with This Guy. You should watch some of his videos. He does some crazy stuff while teaching English. You should go check it out. Vitor says, hi, Bob. A question about prepositions. She is going to carve my name in a tree, on a tree. Can I use both? Yes. I would probably say in a tree. She's going to carve my name in a tree. By the way, people sometimes do this to express their love for each other. They might carve a heart in a tree and write their names in it. You know, Bob plus Jen in a heart with an arrow through it. But that would be, I would say she's going to carve my name in a tree on it. You can use both. You can definitely use both, John. Rod, the English teacher, is here. Hi, Rod. Good to see you. Nice to be able to be here with you all again. And it is very good to see you, Rod. I hope you're having a good day down there in Brazil. Harry300 says to Audie the Thai, wow, a lot of activities we can do in Bob's yard. Let's visit Bob, Audie. There's 2 chairs right there set out. There used to be another chair, but again, it broke. But definitely there are many things to do at my place. Mostly work, though. I always say to Jen, if any English learners showed up, we would put them to work. Anyways, let's move on. Brent says, geez, too kind. Thanks, Mr. Bob. No problem. Let's see here. Freddie says, I read that in Quebec, it's not allowed to build buildings higher than the Montreal in Montreal. Is that right? Did you ever hear about that information? Do you think that is always true today? So it depends on the city. I'm not sure what the rules are in Montreal, but I know in the city of Kingston, there are rules about how high buildings can be in the downtown area. I'm sure that Montreal has some of the same rules. I would have to do some research. Lolly says, bonjour, Rod, the English teacher. Rod, le prof d'anglais. John says, hi, Bob. I'm recovering from a surgery I had the day before yesterday, and I couldn't watch the PEST class live, but I saw the video recorded in the afternoon. Well, thanks for watching. I hope that whatever surgery you had, John, I hope that it went well, and I hope you are making a good recovery. And I wish you a full recovery. Those are all phrases we often use after someone has a surgery. Let's see. Bode says to Brent, glad to know you're back in your den. Yes, Brent had a little bit of a flood, and it sounds like things are getting fixed up. Let's see. John says, I sent the same question in the forum, and you can discard it. Okay, I will skip over it when I get to it. Let's see here. Let me pull a question up from the form while we do members only chat. Let's see. Hi, Teacher Bob. I always love your classes. Could you tell us the difference between countable effort and uncountable effort, much effort and a lot of effort? So I don't often pluralize effort. So he made an effort to go. They made an effort to go. Yeah, I don't add an S very often. Anyways, in terms of countable and like they made 5 efforts. No, I would use try then. So they tried to chop down the tree. They made 5 attempts at chopping down the tree. They made an effort to chop down the tree. They made 5 attempts, or they tried 5 times. So I'm not answering the question very well, but that's how I would use that. Let's see here. Let me back up. Harry300 says, I heard the sound of a bug. I don't know what bug that was. I think there are cicadas in the trees. Right now I don't hear them. I hear something else. But there is definitely the zzz. Should I do a lesson where Bob makes bug sounds? That's what I was doing yesterday. Let's see here. Welcome to the channel, Nyin. It is very good to have you on as a member. Welcome. Let's see. John Wedge says to Brent, sorry to be late to your live stream today. Yes, Brent did one this morning, I believe, at 9:05. And Yoon says, hello, Bob. I'm a new member. Let's see here. Let me get another question up on the screen from over here. Apple the Frog says, hello, Bob. How's your day? Good so far. My question is it okay to say I have just eaten instead of I just ate? Thanks for your answer and have a nice day. Yes. Are you hungry? Sorry, I've just eaten. Are you hungry? I just ate. Both are very common and both are fine to use when you are talking in English. If you're writing, I think I have just eaten is probably the more correct. I think when you say I just ate, it's informal and a little bit, sounds a little slangy to me if I'm allowed to use that word. Johnny says, hi, Teacher Bob. Johnny from Brazil. How can I learn English faster? Oh, as I jog. Any tips? Thank you. As you're jogging, like as you're going for a run. Definitely, if it's safe to do so, wear AirPods or earbuds and listen to podcasts or listen to English music. That's what I would recommend. Sarah, hi, Pop. I guess I'm Pop now. My question is there a difference between writing every day and every day for grammar and thanks? Yes, I do that every day. It's an everyday thing. Every day I go to the store. So let me get some good examples for you. And I should put them in the chat. Every day versus every day. They sound the same when you say them out loud. So if I was to say, let me see here. I got to find where I can chat. The bug sounds are an everyday occurrence. So in that case, I'm using it as one word because I'm referring to something that is something that happens regularly. But if I was to say, I go to the store, that's not how you spell store, every day, that's how I would use it. Let's see here. Back to the chat. I am really out of, here we go. Back to the chat. Bug sounds, English lesson. Yes, please. Audie says, hi, Bob. Today, no question. Just tell you after I watch your live with beautiful background, it make me fresh again because this afternoon I take care of my flowers and it made me tired. Yes, I'm glad that I can share this with all of you while I do a lesson. Let's see. Yeah, that is what sound exactly was. Yes, Harry. I think it was the cicadas. They're still there a little bit. Mode says, I once talked with Brent about how the stress changes when you pronounce certain words depending on whether they're nouns or verbs. It's subtle but important. Permit, address are some examples. Yeah, I need to get a permit, but they won't permit me to have a permit. There's one. And we should address the fact that your address isn't written correctly. So there you go. I need a permit. That's a piece of paper to be able to do something, but they won't permit me to get a permit. So they won't allow me to. And then we should address the fact that your address is written incorrectly. John says, Bob, it's really funny to see you trying to imitate the sounds of insects or things. Yeah, I wonder if I should do that for Tuesday. I don't have a lesson made for Tuesday yet. I might actually not have a lesson this Tuesday. We'll see. Maybe I'll do... No, I'm not. I'm not going to do a lesson where I imitate bug sounds. Although I could imitate animals, right? That's more of a kid's lesson. Marwanto, thanks for your sharing. This is a good suggestion. No problem. I think Marwanto is replying to someone above. Mode says, Popular Bob. Yes, I'm Popular Bob. Let's see here. Let me get a question up on the screen. This is from Nyin. Hi, Teacher Bob. Do the words flammable and inflammable have the same meaning? Yes. Gas is flammable. If you see a truck with gas in it, it'll have a sticker on the back that says inflammable, which means that it is able to burn. This is from Ricardo. Oh, by the way, I'm going to turn off members only chat. Thank you once again to all of you who are members. We'll go back to subscriber chat now, and I'll move on to the next question. Let me just check, though. Audie says, this morning I was enjoying with my friends karaoke beside the river in the park with songs by My Way and Karaoke sounds fun. I've never actually tried it. And Freddie Wolf says, hey, Bob, are Oscar and Walter outside? We don't see them in your backyard. They are out in the flower field with Jen as we speak. So they are way out that way. You probably won't see them. Ricardo says, I got a question. Hopefully it doesn't bother you. I'm going to fix that. Do you really speak like that in your daily life than on your YouTube channel because you don't use phrasal verbs? Well, first of all, I do use phrasal verbs quite a bit, especially during these live lessons. I do speak slightly slower when I'm doing a live lesson, and I do speak slightly slower. But often if you watch my second channel, during the second half of my second channel videos, I speak at almost normal speed. So if you're interested in hearing that a bit, I would go and watch some of the videos on Bob's Short English Lesson. I do use a lot of phrasal verbs over there. I can't help myself. They just slip out. There's one right there. They slip out while I'm talking because that's how it goes. From DH. DH says, hi, Bob. I can write simple sentences to discuss with another one, but I still find it hard to start a conversation. Do I need to learn English grammar? Thank you. No, I think you need to learn some basic questions to start a conversation. Hi, how are you? How was your weekend? Those kinds of things. I think that will help get your conversations started. So this is Amado from Angola. Teacher, I'm from Angola. I've been studying English alone, and I have a little doubt. What's the real difference between no and not? So if my dog does something, like if my dog started to chew something up, I would say, no, don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. So I would say no as a command, no. And then I would say you're not supposed to do that. So there are some example sentences that might help you a little bit. Let's see here. Stefan from Romania. Hi, Bob. Can you please give more information about the differences between can you please help me with and could you please help? Thank you. You rock. These are similar. If I was lifting something heavy, I would say to my brother, hey, can you please help me with this job I'm doing? Or could you please help me lift this heavy thing? So I would say they are basically the same. They are both very good ways to ask for help and very polite ways to ask for help. Let's see here. From Turia, for years I have been learning the language, but when I speak with others, I find that my level does not change. Does learning differ from one person to another? So definitely learning does differ from one person to another. But Turia, when you get to a certain level of English, you have to find ways to make it more challenging. So I would say that if your level isn't changing, you need to challenge yourself. Find someone to talk to who speaks faster. Read books that are more difficult. Like you need to push it a little bit. You need to It's the same as exercise, like I mentioned in my last video. At some point, if you lift the same weight every day for a month, you're not going to get stronger anymore. You have to lift a heavier weight at some point. Suman says, when is it on the street and in the street? Thank you. So there were a lot of people on the street. The market is on the street. Everyone rushed out into the street. There were a lot of people. Yeah, I would use on most of the time. There were a lot of people on the street today. There were a lot of people in the street. Interesting. I think I would mostly use on in all situations. From Isaac. Let me just check something for a sec. There we go. Hi, Bob. Thanks for what you're doing. Thanks for what you're doing. Teacher, can we use did, I'm flipping things here, to make up sentences in the affirmative past tense? I mean, I did break the TV. I've seen it. Yeah, I would definitely say that. I would say I did break the TV. I did eat. Are you hungry? No, I ate already. You ate already? Yeah, I did eat. Did you go to a movie yesterday? Yes, I did go to a movie yesterday. That's actually true. I saw Top Gun Maverick yesterday. I saw 2 movies in 1 week. Isn't that crazy? I saw Thor, Love and Thunder on Monday, and I saw Maverick, Top Gun Maverick yesterday. Both I thought were really good. I did see 2 movies. Did you see 2 movies? I did see 2 movies. Oh, I don't know the answer to this. Fufu says, what is the largest lake in Canada? I want to say Lake Superior has the most water in it. So I think it's the biggest lake by... We'll have to look this one up. Give me a sec. Because it could be by area or volume. Largest lake in Canada. Oh, Lake Michigan. No, wait. What is Canada's? Oh, and what it has to be a lake that's all in Canada, because we share some lakes with the United States. So let's see. Largest lakes in Canada. Lake Superior is 82,000 square kilometers. So there you go. And then Lake Huron. Okay, I didn't know that. Now we all know. Amir, hi from Japan. Which is the most useful for job interview? I'm going to say these wrong, but the TOEIC, the TOEFL, or the IELTS. I would say they're all good. Anytime you can take a test, it's important that you prepare and study and do really well. And I think it's specific to the job you are applying for. They will usually tell you which one they prefer, or the university you're applying to. But any test is a good test, in my opinion. It helps you, it motivates you to study. Okay, from Kwan. Hi, Bob. I want to know what's your opinion of remembering vocabulary. So I would probably say, what's your opinion on remembering vocabulary? I always try to do it, but I find words are easy to forget. So learn the word, use the word in a sentence right away in writing, use the word in a sentence in speaking, draw the word on a piece of paper if you can, like write dog and draw a dog. I know you're not learning the word dog. And definitely for the next few days, plan to use that word somehow in a conversation with your English tutor, but somehow you have to use the words regularly. Let's see here. Freddie the Frenchy Wolf. Lelou. Hi, Bob. Yesterday you did a lesson about pests. It looked like this. Pests. That's definitely the lesson I did yesterday. So I thought also about boars who destroy so many wheat fields. Unfortunately, we therefore need to hunt them. We have a similar problem here. We don't have boars, but there are wild pigs, and they will destroy a whole field. In one day, they will destroy it. So it doesn't surprise me that you have to hunt them. Sometimes you have to use something that sounds extreme in order to get rid of a pest. Let's see here. Next question from Priscilla. Hi, Bob. I am learning so much with you. Awesome. My question is, how hard is it for a foreigner to get used to Canada's weather? And we would probably say this. How hard is it for someone visiting Canada to get used to Canadian weather? P.S. Someone from Brazil like me. Well, it's hot and humid. So if you're used to hot and humid weather, you'll be okay. But in terms of the winter, you just need to remember to wear lots of layers. It's never too cold to be outside. You just have the wrong clothes on if you're cold. Let's see here. Falling Star mentioned in the chat that they had a question coming up, and here it is. Hi, Teacher Bob. I hope you're well. I would like to know which is more helpful to improve my English, watching movies with or without subtitles. Thank you. Have a nice day. Here's what I do when I'm watching something in French. I will have the subtitles off because I can usually understand most of what's happening. If I don't understand part of what I'm watching, I will rewind it and turn the subtitles on and watch it again with the subtitles. I have also in the past done this. I have watched an entire movie with the subtitles on, and then a week later I'll rewatch the whole movie with the subtitles off. The same will work for English if you can do that. It can be a little boring to watch a movie twice, but certainly watching with the subtitles on the first time and off the second time can be very, very helpful. Great question, Falling Star, by the way. Great question. Let's see here. John Wedge's question, he said I could skip. This is from, I don't know how to interpret, Alien Heart Point. Cecilia. I'm not sure of the name. Do you have cockroaches in your house? No, I hate them. Have a good day. No, in fact, let's see. Cockroaches in Canada. Let's see here. Yeah, we do have cockroaches in Canada, but I don't think they're very common. Like in terms of houses. We do not have cockroaches in our house, and I don't know anyone that does. I think it's fairly rare to have cockroaches in Canada. I think maybe in the city they're a lot more common. Let's see here. Next question is from Kang. Hi Bob, how do you keep confident? It's hard for me to face someone who doubts me. So I'm fixing the sentence there. It's hard for me to face someone who doubts me. Thank you. This is a tough one because I appear confident when I'm online. I appear confident when I'm teaching my classes, but I also have doubts. I have self-doubt sometimes, but I think practice and experience can really help someone to be confident. So the thing that you're not confident doing, sometimes you need to do more of it so that you have experience and then you can be more confident. When I first started teaching, I wasn't very confident, but because I did it for 22 years now, I've done it for 22 years. Yes, I'm definitely more confident now. Colombian Boy says, hi, my favorite teacher. Can you recommend me a book I want to read in English? I would say the very first thing I recommend is if you already read in your own language, think of a book that you read when you were younger in Spanish or French or whatever your mother tongue is, and then buy that book in English and read the English version of it. I think that's just a good way to ease into reading. Let's see here. From Michaelo, hello, Teacher Bob. Is it correct to say, are you sick? When someone feels badly, a little fix there, and going back, food from, and throwing up. I think that's what you're talking about. And is sick a synonym for the word ill? Yes. So generally, if you say, are you sick? It's a very direct question. We would actually say, are you feeling sick? So if a student in my class was like holding their stomach, I wouldn't say, are you sick? I would probably say, are you feeling sick? Are you okay? Are you feeling sick? It's a kinder, gentler way to ask. And sick and ill are the same, but I think we use the word sick a lot more. Are you feeling sick? Yeah, I'm feeling sick today. Patrick says, is it correct to use the word we in a conversation? So we with one E means a group of people, like we are going to the store. But if you say I have to go take a wee, it means that you have to pee. And we don't usually use it too often. We usually just say, can I use the bathroom or can I use the washroom? And we usually don't describe exactly why we need it. So I'm not sure if that's what you meant by we, but that's what it means. Natalia from Chile. Hi, Mr. Bob. Tell me, please, how is it that you became friends with Teacher Brent? Who found who? By the way, the two of you are the best. Bisous. So, bisous. I don't think I pronounced the S. How did we find each other? Brent showed up in my chat on my English lessons a few years ago, and he has been very friendly. He has been very kind to me, and he has been very helpful to the other people watching my live lessons. And he's just a really nice guy. So that's how we met, Brent. One day I noticed Brent in the chat. I think he was American English with this guy. His channel had a slightly different name, but he is now Speak English with this guy. That is how we met. We have not met in real life. We have, though, emailed each other on occasion. I emailed Brent a week and a half ago about his basement. I felt really bad. Hopefully that is all getting better. Is that what I emailed? I emailed Brent about something a couple weeks ago. Now I can't remember what it was. Brent will remember. I sent him a nice, kind email because of something that was happening. Next question from Irina. Hi, Bob. What is the most common way to say that I feel not well? Does I am sick does I am sick work in this case? That's how I would phrase that. Does I am sick work? Yes, but I would also use feeling. Hey, boss, this is Bob. I need a sick day. I'm feeling sick today. You could say I'm sick today, and then that would work as well. But often I use the word feeling in front of it. Vladimir, hello from Russia, Teacher Bob. Hi, Vladimir. How can I use the phrase, let us face? Thanks a lot for your answer. So let us face the situation head on. Let's face the situation head on. That's how I would use it. Sometimes there's something happening and people don't want to talk about it, but sometimes you say, let's face this head on and talk about it. So if there's something controversial, you could use that phrase. Dr. Scatman, hi there. Last Thursday, I was on vacation. Little fix there. Last Thursday, I was on vacation. Can you explain any words when I was on vacation? So a couple fixes there. We often use the phrase to be on vacation. Last Thursday, I was on vacation. Can you explain any words I could have used when I was on vacation? Yes, you were relaxing. You were taking some time off. You were away for a bit. Oh, he's away for a few days. In Canada, we say on holidays. You know, he's on holidays. I think in Britain, they say on holiday, but we say holidays. For some reason, we pluralize it. Alex, hi, Bob. It's a mistake if I say I did run instead of I ran. I've heard about this. So here's how I would use both those phrases. They're both correct. If someone said, did you run in a race yesterday? You could say, yes, I ran in a race yesterday. But if you want to emphasize it, you could say, yes, I did run in a race yesterday. So I ran in a race yesterday. I did run in a race yesterday. When you say I did run, it's usually to emphasize it or sometimes to correct the other person. If someone said to me, you didn't do a live stream yesterday, I could say, I did do a live stream yesterday. You didn't run in a race yesterday. I did run in a race yesterday. So it can be a way to correct someone if they are wrong. From Mahmoud. Hi, Mahmoud. Let me just check something for a sec here. Oh, I might get done. Where can I find good and natural examples for new vocabulary words that I learned? Please give us some recommendations, not dictionaries. So I would say this, if you want to learn cool, new, modern vocabulary, I would watch reality television shows because that's where you're going to hear people actually use that. But in terms of other things, I would say reading to me is still remains one of the best ways to learn new words, for sure. Agent C, how do we pronounce the word one, past tense of win? Is it like how we pronounce the number one? Yes. Yesterday I ran in a race. I did run in a race and I won the race. I was number one. I came in first. Did you catch all that? I'm mixing a whole bunch of things together there. Jocelyn from Peru. Hello, Mr. Bob. Hope you have a nice weekend. Could you give us some examples with neither and either or neither and either? Please. There's two pronunciations. Thanks a lot for your lessons. So I'm going to go get groceries later today. I'm going to take either my blue van or my red van. Neither my blue van nor my red van have enough gas in them. So there's two examples. I'm going to get groceries. I'm going to take either my blue van or my red van. I'm going to take either my blue van or my red van. Two pronunciations. Neither my red van nor my blue van have enough gas in them. Neither my red van nor my blue van have enough gas in them. There are your example sentences. Let's see here. From Nova. Hello, Bob. I would like to know things in English. Can you recommend the things in News Station? Thanks. So in terms of news, I would just search YouTube for a really good place to get your news. Oh, there I've disappeared. You can see the river. I was going to click here, but I clicked the wrong spot. So I don't know the best place, but try just do a little search and hopefully you can find it. Let's see here. Eugene says, hi, Bob. Maybe you know some cartoons for learning English. Maybe old school cartoons. Thank you and have a good day. I don't know. When I was young, I liked Calvin and Hobbes. I liked Garfield. I can't think of the other one. I can't think of the name, but try those two. You don't learn a lot from cartoons or comics. Oh, cartoons. I was talking about comic strips. So on TV, cartoons. Yeah, I used to watch the X-Men. I don't know if that's the best way to learn English, though. So I guess what I'm saying, Eugene, is I don't have a good answer. I haven't watched cartoons in a very, very long time. Last question from Daniel. Hi, Bob. Can you tell me how I can use the word lavish? When you have a lavish lifestyle, it means you spend money on all kinds of things. If you have jewelry and a Lamborghini and a mansion, we would say that you have a lavish lifestyle. You are living a lavish lifestyle. Well, hey, that was cool. It's 12 o'clock. It's been 1 hour, and I'm done answering all the questions. You didn't answer all the questions, did you, Bob? I did answer all the questions. I definitely did. I'll give you a little view of the river cam while I wrap this up. I am going to say bye to Mode Eggs, Brent from Speak English with This Guy. Thanks to Dave and Todd for helping out. Maybe I'll put my little face in the corner here so you can see that I'm still here. Let me scroll back here. Bye to all of my members. I think that people have not been super chatty, but that's okay. Thanks for joining me on this Saturday morning. It was fun. Let's see here. I'm just reading the chat a little bit. Bye, Wanda. Bye, Freddie Wolf. Bye, Lolly Lolly. I think there's a delay, so I'm just starting to see all of the people say bye right now. Let's see here. Bye, Vitor. Bye, Marco. Bye, Gaurav. Bye, Lolly Lolly. Bye, Gimbal. Bye, Apple the Frog. Bye, Jocelyn. Bye, Harry300. Bye, Vitor. Bye, Dave and Apple the Frog. And I'm saying everybody's names twice again. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to go to river cam mode. You guys can watch the peaceful river for about a minute, and I will then end the lesson. So anyways, bye, Mahmood. Bye, Anaxer. Bye, Shania. It's hard for me to read. I should put my reading glasses on. Bye to Audie the Thai and Pipan and Robert84. I could read way faster. Bye to Falling Star. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Teacher Bob. It was nice seeing you. You too, Falling Star. Étoile Filon. Is that what it is? Is that what your name was last week, Falling Star? Claudia, Lucio. Bye. Anyways, here you go. By the way, I think there might be a video Tuesday. We'll see. Depends on how the next few days go. If not, I will see you Friday with a live lesson. Bye, everyone. Have a good day. Oh, I'm still on the screen. There we go. So a nice, peaceful view of the river. I'll try not to slurp my water too loudly while you're watching the leaves move and the branches sway. If anyone's still here, I'm going to run out and wave in a sec. There, now you know that the background isn't fake. Because sometimes people want to know if it's a fake background. And there was a time last year where I ran out and waved to everyone. There I am. Ha! I look kind of funny on video. Ah, well. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm serious. It is over now, for sure. Anyways, have a good week.